This is group 1, and this is Google PageRank and citation networks. The problem with PageRank is that citation networks are mainly acyclical, so PageRank will never rank newer articles higher and will discount older publications. Therefore, older publications won't get their due credit. The main idea of PageRank is to sort the various links by their associated PageRank from highest to lowest, and each link is given a PageRank value, which represents the relevance of a link. The more relevant a link is, Google will prioritize it over a link with less relevance. To simplify it, PageRank of an arbitrary link U is determined by summing up the value of the PageRanks of all the links that point to you, divided by how many links each of those links point to. To further the accuracy of their formula, a new variable called the damping factor was introduced. Damping factor is a constant number used to represent the probability a user will keep clicking past the current link they're on. Therefore, it's a number between 0 and 1. The damping factor formula is shown here.
So what's the ethical issue? Well, currently, the internet and culture as a whole has a bias towards the newer, more quote-unquote state-of-the-art thing. So articles or websites that may have been groundbreaking at the time will lose focus in the eyes of the public as time moves forward and receive less and less credit. This is an issue because things should not be penalized just for coming out first. So who are the stakeholders in this? Well, anyone who makes a publication. Or as time moves forward, the buzz of their findings will slowly fade, and newer discoveries, which may have even been based off their own, will be favored.
Here we have some of the potential biases of PageRank. Older scientific articles that have a relatively small number of citations are often discounted by the PageRank algorithm, despite much of the content of the articles being huge strides in its respective scientific field. An example of this can be seen in a citation network with an article such as The Theory of Complex Spectra by J.C. Slater, which only contains a mere 114 APS citations. However, the article itself introduces the determinant form of the many-body wave function, which has become so omnipresent in the field of quantum mechanics that the actual article to introduce the concept is no longer cited very often, and thus is often overlooked by PageRank. What is the ethical impact of PageRank? The ethical impact of this algorithm is that older but still authentic publications won't get the recognition they deserve, as the algorithm will prefer newer publications. In the citation network, publication date and the content of academic articles do not change with time in the same way that web pages do. For the most part, publications are unable to cite future works. Thus, when Google's PageRank taps into these citation networks, older works tend to get buried in favor of newer, more relevant works.
So how are people affected by this? The people who write these older publications won't get the credit they deserve. Instead, they'll be pushed aside by Google for newer publications with a higher PageRank, so that newer people take more recognition.
To minimize the ethical impact, Google can implement a filter which will adjust the PageRank algorithm, allowing for more weight to go to older sources so that they too can receive credit. Thanks for watching. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe.